Number 7, WrestleMania 24. Now, I've got to admit, I enlisted the help of all of you in making this decision on where to put WrestleMania 24 on this countdown. I put up a Twitter poll a few weeks ago, and I asked you, between the two WrestleManias of WrestleMania 28 and WrestleMania 24, which one did you like better? And my intention was to only include one of those two WrestleManias on my top 10. But the voting was pretty close. It was 60-40. The majority of you preferred WrestleMania 24 over WrestleMania 28. But I kind of like both of them, so I stuck them both on the countdown. But I did put WrestleMania 24 ahead of 28 here at the number 7 spot. And this did not have as many, I feel, good matches or memorable matches than some of the other WrestleManias that I'm going to talk about. But the whole night, the whole WrestleMania weekend dedication to Ric Flair, I think, is why this is going to be on a lot of our lists, because this was one of the best weekends ever. I mean, Ric Flair had the greatest send-off in the history of wrestling. Nobody could ever ask for more than this. If you are an aspiring wrestler, you know, forget about being WWE champion. You should aspire to have a send-off like Ric Flair. You know, you should aspire to have a career like that, minus all the personal problems, of course. I love this WrestleMania so much, which is why I think I was so angry at him when he went to TNA and wrestled again. You know, WWE has let it go. They've forgiven him. Shawn, you know, never held any ill will towards Ric Flair. So if none of them are offended, I don't know why I am. He can really do whatever the hell he wants. Who am I to judge? But this whole weekend dedicated to Rick, I thought was just real special. Again, for a fan like me that grew up watching Flair, you know, I was watching him when he was winning some of his first ever world titles. You know, to see him kind of get sent off this weekend was great, and you didn't even care that you knew what was going to happen. You know, they did the angle on TV where Ric Flair is still wrestling. Vince gets in the ring with him and says, the next time you lose a match, your career is over. And Flair asks Shawn Michaels if he'll face him at WrestleMania, and Shawn's reluctant at first, but Flair basically forces him into doing it. I think he even slaps him around in a promo on Monday Night Raw. Shawn reluctantly agrees to face Rick. Rick gets inducted into the Hall of Fame the night before, and, you know, the writing was on the wall. This was going to be it for Rick. He was doing the Hall of Fame. The next night, he was going into WrestleMania to lose a match to Shawn Michaels. And we all knew it was going to happen. There's no way Ric Flair was going to win this. And it still made this match about as good and as special as any WrestleMania match in history. Super emotional, the amazing entrance by Ric Flair. He's facing Mr. WrestleMania on a grand stage. You know, this is a beautiful location and stadium for this show. Great setting. Rick and Shawn go out there and put on a hell of a match. I mean, hats off to Ric Flair. Yes, he's in there with Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels could have a wrestling match with a fucking bowling ball and it would be good. But still, Flair, at his age, shouldn't be able to put on a dramatic wrestling match like this. And he took some amazing punishment and a few really gnarly super kicks. That one in particular, you all know the one I'm talking about, where he just gets smashed right in the mush by Shawn's boot. And it was just a great match. It was, you know, it was everything that you needed. And it had the great heart-wrenching finish, in a finish to a match that I have said many times that if there's ever going to be a wrestling museum or a wrestling hall of fame or any sort of physical display of the history of pro wrestling, you need to have this match playing on a TV screen on a loop over and over in its own display case. It was that good. And I loved it. And so for this match and this weekend and the Hall of Fame and WrestleMania and the next night on Monday Night Raw with one of the most tear-jerking things we've ever seen in the history of wrestling, this WrestleMania is cracking my top 10 and is at number 7. Great stuff. When it comes to celebrities making appearances at WrestleManias or even getting in the ring and wrestling at WrestleManias, I think Floyd Mayweather and Big Show had one of the best. And that's a question I'm going to pose to you. This is a great YouTube poll we can do right now. Hit me with it in the comments below. Which WrestleMania match did you think was better? Floyd Mayweather against The Big Show or Lawrence Taylor against Bam Bam Bigelow? It's a pretty close toss-up, I think. But Money Mayweather had a pretty entertaining match, I would say, with The Big Show. I thought it was all right. I think WWE was really pushing this match hard as one of their big marquee matches on the show. I didn't care that much about it, but when I saw it, I didn't think it was horrible. John Cena took a loss at this pay-per-view, right? That's always good. Losing in the triple threat to Triple H and Randy Orton. Chavo Guerrero also dropped the ECW title in 11 seconds to Kane. and that was kind of memorable, I suppose. I did like the match between Batista and Umaga. That was just a straight grudge match and interpromotional singles match that they did. I thought it was all right, pretty good match. And they had another really awesome Money in the Bank ladder match this year. I mean, all of them up until this point have been really good, but CM Punk winning, I really liked at the time because I was a big CM Punk fan, and when you look at the other combatants in this match, I think Jericho would have always made a really fun briefcase holder, but I didn't have a whole lot of interest in seeing Carlito or Morrison or Kennedy, or I think MVP was in it. You know, I thought Punk was an excellent choice. I liked Punk. I was a big Punk mark back then, and I was happy to see him win. I'd also have to rank this WrestleMania as one of the better Undertaker WrestleMania matches. He was in the main event. He main evented the show with Edge. And I remember being real proud of Edge. I mean, that was a big deal, man. He's in the main event. Now, The Undertaker had won the World Heavyweight title the previous WrestleMania against Batista, but that match was not the main event. Here he is going into another WrestleMania as the challenger again, but this time it's in the main event. And when you compare this world title win in the main event to his match at 13 with Sid, I think this match with Edge was much better and a great night for The Undertaker and a great way to close out the show. You know, nothing crazy, no crazy swerve or anything like that, just a good solid match between two legends for the title with the Legend of Legends reigning supreme with the title at the end of the show. Again, somewhat predictable. I wasn't expecting back then that The Undertaker's undefeated streak would end. I fully expected him to win the title, and when he did, you know, I wasn't disappointed that it was predictable. I was happy because I love Taker.